Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. How are you all doing? It's been such a while since I've done these videos by myself. I've been doing a lot of videos, joint videos with groups of people and interviews with people, and then I took a vacation for a week, which I really needed because I hadn't had one in 3 years and I was getting a little burned out from helping people every day and all the work I'm doing, all the projects I'm juggling right now, books I'm getting out, and just all the stuff I'm doing. I really needed a break, so I went away and had myself a nice little vacation, and I'm back again. I just tried to make a video for you all about contracts and life plans, and the video literally stopped and cut out on me. Like it literally canceled itself when had already been talking for like 20 minutes and it just quit. And I asked my team, I'm like, what is with this? And what they said is, I'm not supposed to talk about that right now. So I'm going to talk about another subject that I did get the okay. I guess I had to get permission, which I asked for. I asked for the permission to talk about what I'm going to talk about right now, because apparently I didn't have permission to talk about what I was talking about when I was trying to film just now, and it got completely shut down on me. Um, is this even going? Oh, okay, good. It's going. I'm like freaking out now because I feel like it's going to cut out on me again. I feel like I'm being messed with here. But I'm going to talk to you today about what I call the different stages of awakening, because I think it's important for everybody to understand this. And a lot of you may already know about this, so I might be preaching to the choir. So first of all, I want to welcome anybody who's new to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me here. And for those of you who don't know me, I am Kimberly Palm. I'm a spiritual teacher and counselor and advisor, medical intuitive, energy healer, meditation instructor, and pretty much just here to help humanity. And my business and website is spiritualgrowthjourneys.com, and that's where you can find out more about me. I am also a best-selling author of 2 books. I'm about to release another book again onto Amazon, which I'll probably talk about in another video, because that's a lot of information. But thank you for joining me if you're new to my channel. And basically on this channel, we do a little bit of truthing and stuff, but we're really careful. I'm really careful on this channel because I don't want to get deplatformed and removed from YouTube. So I'm really careful what I say and how I say it. So you'll hear me in my videos using a lot of code language when I'm doing truthing, when I'm talking about subjects like the poke in the arm or the things that cover your face, or any of that kind of stuff, or we're talking about political stuff. I use secret code language as much as possible so I don't get shut down and deplatformed. Like they're silencing so many of us right now. People are getting shut down left and right. And I do some truthing, but I mostly cover spiritual topics, health topics, metaphysics, paranormal, anything paranormal, extraterrestrial stuff sometimes. That's really my focus because I'm here to teach you guys all about that. I've been studying these topics since I was 12 years of age. I was born with all sorts of what people would call psychic powers. I don't like calling myself a psychic because I don't see the future. I don't have a crystal ball. I have clairvoyance and clairaudience and clairsentience, and I'm intuitive and I'm an empath, and I also channel. And when I say channel, I'm not just channeling some weird entities that you've never met before. I only channel 3 things, and that is my creator who made my soul, God, Yeshua Christ. What people like to call him Jesus, but his real name is Yeshua ben Joseph, or Yeshua Christ, the Christ. And I channel his twin flame, Mary Magdalene, and that's the only thing that I do. And I don't do it all the time, and I don't have control over my channeling because it just comes when they've got a message for me. It comes through me to my clients or to you or to the world, or whatever stuff will come through from time to time, and I do not have control. But the message is always loving, 100% love. There's no fear. It's always helpful and beneficial for humanity. It's never anything negative. It's never anything bad. I've been speaking with him since I was probably about 5 years old. The message has always been consistently love, 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 love. There's never any fear. And that's how you discern channeled messages. If channeled messages come through and there's any fear involved, it's not coming from a loving source. It's not coming from God. It's not coming from Christ. It's not coming from a benevolent being. It's coming from something dark or malevolent if it's a fear message. So keep that in mind. So I'd like to talk today about the different stages of awakening. And so we are going through what's called the Great Awakening, and everybody's waking up in different stages. So every human on earth is waking up, hands down. Okay, there's no doubt about this. We're all waking up. But some people are slower than others. And then there's also some people, there's a small group of people that may never wake up. And those people will be actually probably leaving here. A lot of them are leaving via illness or the poke in the arm or different things, you know, accidents, injuries, just different things, because they're not ready to ascend. They're just not ready. And so they're not waking up. So there's that group of people, and it's not a huge group of people, but there is like a certain number of the population that's there. There's a percent of the population that is 100% awake in all aspects, okay? Those aspects are spirituality, the political system, the education system, the religious system, the financial system, everything that's happening on the earth. So if you realize that all of those things are a lie, and you understand about spirituality, and you understand that religion, the three top religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, were created by the Cabal to control humanity, and you understand that what Christ was here teaching, he was murdered for his teaching because he was teaching the truth, the one and only truth, and so was the Buddha, which is all about connecting to God directly, connecting to source instead of being separated via a rabbi or a priest or somebody who has to intervene for you. We have a direct connection to God at all times, and Christ was teaching us how to always be connected. And so if you understand that, and you're what we call awake spiritually, that's another, how do you want to say, aspect of awakening. Okay, so, and then if you understand that the political system is all corrupt, and you understand about what's been going on in tunnels under the earth, and all the trafficking and all the terrible things, that's another aspect of awakening. So there's all these different stages and aspects of awakening. Some of us get it all at one time. It just, you know, they, within like a few weeks time, they learn about all of it. You know, they watch these videos and they learn about all of it, and it may not sink in until they get some confirmations and some other things happen, or several people all tell them the same information, and then suddenly they go, wow, everything I read was true. And then they get their awakening all at once. There's other people who get it in little dribbles, little bits and pieces. I myself am one of those people, sort of, because I had my first part of wake up. Actually, as a kid, I always knew that something was off here on this earth. Like, I always had a feeling like things aren't the way they're supposed to be. So I had kind of a knowing. That was one stage of awakening. And then the next stage for me was when I was misdiagnosed by physicians 35 years ago, and I realized that the whole medical industry is a fraud created by the Rockefellers and Rothschilds, and I'm talking about the allopathic medical industry and big pharma. It's all a fraud. So that was another stage of wake up for me. And then I want to say like 6 years ago or so, maybe more, I learned that about the religion, about a lot of the religion, that was a fraud, especially when I found out what Catholic priests were doing and how horrible that was, because I was Catholic, and I found out the truth about the church, and that was really awful. So I woke up, and then I had a stage where I learned about the politics and stuff, and what was happening with the tunnels. I went through all these different stages, and for me, it was in little dribbles. It wasn't all boom at one time where I was just horrifically overwhelmed with everything at once. It was just in stages. But it's different for everyone. So there's some people who are only awake about the political situation and the trafficking. They only know about that, but they're still indoctrinated heavily into religion. Like, they still believe that every word of the Bible is 100% the truth, and nobody can argue it at all. They really believe that. They really, really believe whatever the pastor tells them to do. If the pastor says jump off a cliff, they'll jump off a cliff. They basically are stuck in that still. Then there's people who understand that that is not the real truth, and that the politics are not the truth, and so they have both sides of it. And then there's people who understand that all of it, the whole thing, the governments, the finances, the schooling, all of it is all bad. So those are the different stages of awakening, and you need to understand that people in your family and your friends around you are all on their own time schedule. Okay, their soul knows when and how they need to wake up. We cannot force them, we cannot manipulate them. If you want to share your truth with people, go ahead and share your truth. Just keep in mind they may not like it. They may yell at you and scream at you and fight you over it. I get attacked regularly by family members and sometimes friends because they haven't woke up and they think everything I'm saying is all crazy cult brainwash stuff or something. There's that kind of situation. So you have to be really loving and compassionate with these people. Everybody who you know in your life who's not fully awake in all aspects, they understand that everything basically has been a lie and that we've all been manipulated and controlled. If you have people in your life who don't get it, you cannot force them, and it's not your job to wake them up. It's actually their soul's job to wake themselves up, because every soul has its own plan and purpose in life, and every soul has its own time schedule of awakening and ascension. And so all you can do is share the truth with them if you want to, and if they choose not to believe that, and you show them plenty of evidence and they choose not to believe it, then you need to just leave them alone and just let them be, because you're not going to convince them. All you can do is be an example and share with them, and it's up to them to actually do the waking up. It's not up to me to make you wake up. It's not up to you to make me wake up, and other people, and vice versa. It is up to us to be an example of love and compassion and kindness, which is what Christ wants us to do. And it is up to us to tell people what we know, like share the information, share the videos, share the posts, share all that stuff with people, and then let them figure it out for themselves. Tell them to do their own research. Explain to people that they need to think with their brain and use their mind, and they need to do the research. Don't tell them to not rely on the government. The government does not have their best interest at heart. The mainstream media does not have their best interest at heart. So they need to go and do the research. Because my issue with the people who are not awake in my life is they believe every little thing the mainstream media tells them. And I sit here and say, no, the mainstream media doesn't have your best interest. They're fully manipulated. They're not telling the truth. And these people don't believe me. They're, oh, you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy. So I just have to let them be, okay? And I just pray. I pray that eventually the MSM will get taken down by what we call the White Hats or the Alliance, that they will be taken down and that the truth will come out. And I just pray for that, and I send them on their merry way. I bless them and send them on their way, and that's all I can do. You have to be patient. You have to be compassionate and loving with these people, because everybody's on their own wake-up schedule, and you just cannot, you can't force them to wake up. It's just not going to happen. So I just wanted to share with you a little about this, what I call the different stages of awakening, and understand that every human on earth is being given the chance to awaken. Some of the people will not take that chance. They won't wake up, and that is okay. You need to respect people's soul contracts, or their soul, what we call their soul plan, not their contract, but their plan. Because every soul chooses. Every one of us is a sovereign soul, and we have free will, and we have the free will to choose. And you need to respect people's choices of what they choose to do with their lives. You can't force people to wake up. You just can't, and you wouldn't want to, because if you force somebody and they wind up having a heart attack or stroke because it's too upsetting to them, because everybody deals with stress differently. You would feel really awful if something bad happened to them because you woke them up, you give them this radical wake up, and then they are not able to mentally deal with it, and they crack and they go nuts, or they commit suicide, or they get really sick or something, you would feel terrible if that happened. So you don't want to force people. You want to just allow them to wake up in their own time, and they will, or maybe they won't. Maybe there will be that small percentage of people. But if they don't be upset about it, because remember, and I say this over and over in all my videos and posts and when I work with clients, that outside of Earth, there is no time. We look at everything as this, this definitive time, beginning, middle, end, this 24-hour day. But in other places, like heaven, there is no time. It goes on forever. Your soul goes on forever. So like our lifetime is like a blink in the mind of somebody who's in heaven. Our lifespan here on Earth is just like a blink of an eye. And so if you get separated from people in the future who don't wake up, don't be upset about it, because when you get reunited again in the future, it'll literally be like you just saw them yesterday. And I say that all the time. It's the same thing when I am counseling people who have just lost a loved one. Even though it's really upsetting and you miss them, they're in a really good place, and you literally, when you're reunited with them again, it's literally like you just saw them yesterday. It's like you've never been apart, because there's no time there. So it's not like years have gone by. It's like, oh, I just saw you yesterday. Hey, how's it going? So keep this in mind. Try to be compassionate. Try to be patient. I think we're in the home stretch with all of these awful things we've been going through. Keep in mind that the noise is going to keep getting louder. The dark side is going to get louder and louder, because it's forcing people to wake up. So you're going to see all kinds of scary things in the news. You're going to see scary things happening all over the planet, like fake ET attacks and who knows what that might be coming out. There's all kinds of things that are going to be coming out in the coming months. And it's just going to look scary and loud, but realistically, in reality, everything's under control, and those are just kind of like for show. It's kind of like a 3D movie to force awake the people who are still asleep. So don't get upset when you see these things happen. Making sure I'm still recording. Yeah, I'm still recording. Okay, cool. All right. Because the camera shut off last time. It's so weird. That was the weirdest thing that's ever happened. I literally it just went off, and I was like, oh, okay, I'm not supposed to talk about that subject. So just keep in mind that everything scary that you're seeing is kind of a show to force awake all the sleepers who are still sleeping, okay? And that will kind of keep you peaceful and calm. It will help you. So anytime you see something scary and your mind wants to go to, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, like a place of fear, drop into your heart, connect with, God, and just say, thank you, God, for, loving me and protecting me and helping me through this period of time. Ask Christ to give you his peace, and just know that everything is being taken care of behind the scenes, and everything is okay. It really is okay. And all of those scary things that you're seeing is just a big show, basically, like a big movie, to force awake all of the other people who are not very willing players right now. They're totally snowed by the MSM and whoever else, is out there lying to everybody. They believe all the lies. So just keep that in mind. And I hope this was a helpful video for you. And if you're wanting to connect with me at all and ask questions or suggest videos or do a private session, you can contact me through my website, spiritualgrowthjourneys.com. And I look forward to seeing you all next time. Thank you all for being here. Bye.